I'm looking kind of crazy. I'm on like 5 hours of sleep. But that's neither here nor there. Today's topic is gonna be discernment. What's up with this old lady? She's doing a lot of maneuvers in her minivan. Shit, she could hit me for all I care. So today's topic is gonna be discernment. All right, now, discernment is like knowing the facts and truth given to you by the universe. Some people say it's God, and being good with that, like accepting the facts and of whatever the reason is for me, a blessing or your lesson. Now, let me tell you how not using discernment could play a terrible role in your life and not dealing with the facts. A lot of people deal with the facts of life and they deal with truth as long as that fact or that truth doesn't regard them. Like it doesn't regard them taking any accountability, responsibility, or feeling any kind of shame, or having to do with having to deal with whatever the actions you took, your decisions. Discernment could mess you up with your loved ones because sometimes the universe will show you what you got to do and who you need to stay away from. But if it comes in the form of a loved one, we gonna deny it. Like, I'm gonna give you a perfect example how not exercising discernment with a family member that's not a good person, and how this is a real thing. Like, this is a real thing in life. Now, if you gotta exercise discernment with a family member, everyone's way of handling it is not the same. Some people, you can't cut that family member off. Maybe you have to learn to mature yourself in a way where you could teach them. So let me tell you how crazy discernment is. I'm gonna give you a scenario that I dealt with that the average human being deals with but doesn't wanna acknowledge it. How does a person deal with their mother being wrong? Like, how do you deal with that? How do you deal with your mom lying to you? How do you deal with you just finding out your mom been lying to you? Or how do you deal with discernment in regards to a parent? Like, how do you deal with that? Let me know in the chat, gang. How do you deal with discernment and someone that's a part of your family that you love? Because this is an issue and concern that we all deal with, and we don't own up to it. And then when we gotta own up to it, we don't handle it the right way because it's gonna be your mom. She gonna get the pass. So I'm gonna give you an example of how someone in your family, this could be your mom. Right now, I'm talking about how it could be a mom. Because with men, when it's a brother, men, we gonna check a brother. We gonna check a cousin. But what I noticed with men, we not gonna check the women. So that's what we're gonna deal with right now. How do you deal with discernment and how do you deal with someone that's lying to you or not being genuine with you and your family? Like, what do you do? Example, like, so what do you do? Say your moms. Now I'm talking about your moms. What do you do if your moms is walking around saying that your baby ugly? She's like, yo, what do you do with a mom or a grandma that calls people's kids ugly? Oh, that baby ugly. Oh, that baby not yours. Or what do you do? See, so that's what I'm trying to say. That's something right there that the average human being doesn't even know how to deal with or address. What do you do? How do you handle that? How do you handle your mom or your sister calling other people's kids ugly or talking about them, or your children? And what happens in the mental if you don't agree with that? That's what I'm talking about right now. That's the discernment that sometimes people can't deal with when they dealing, they got to deal with their family. So example, if your mom calls your baby ugly, you can't even tell your baby mom that shit. You can't tell your girl that. And if your girl hear that, she gonna be mad as hell. How do you deal with that? How do you face that? How, how do you tell your moms that's wrong? What I'm saying is, most of us don't. We just let it ride and slide. And what I'm saying is, most of us don't even know how to correct behavior in our family or behavior that's around us that shouldn't be around us. We let it slide and we let it go. We go with it. Especially if it's your mom or your sister, you let them slide. You let them go with it. Pass me that water.
Huh?
The water.
Oh, the water.
You let them slide, you let them go with it, and then they don't change the behavior. And who you end up checking is you end up checking the people's Robert. You end up checking the people that are not the ones that made you feel like that, but remind you of how those other people are making you feel like that. And that's what I'm saying. Like we have to be adults and learn how to address things. Learn how to address things that need to be addressed, and we got to learn how to address them. Because when we don't know how to address these things, what happens is they don't get addressed, things don't change, and just things continue to get worse, man. And I bring this up right now because this is something that I see a lot of people that I know deal with. They have troubles and issues dealing with the facts and dealing with the truth and how to approach that without ruining the relationship. Like exactly what I'm going with. Like how do you when you have a mom or a sister or auntie that's out of line and you have discernment and you need to straighten them out. How do you straighten them out without taking the chance of ruining the relationship? And that's what most of us suffer, and what most men do. We're not gonna say nothing. We're just gonna keep it quiet, mind our business, and let them do and say what they want. But the behavior still poses a problem. Hold on, y'all. What he said, just leave it and we out, right? Did he give you a price?
No.
So why you not gonna try to discuss that with him? So
He said that on the phone. He was like, we can't give you a price until we look at it and see what we have to do.
okay.
But it's one thing. That's it.
Okay.
And then you put the bolts.
So he didn't come out there and see what you got to do. Yeah, I got what you're saying. But that's kind of weird.
He's busy right now.
Are they busy?
He said he was going to call me before they get started.
All right, that's the main thing. I was over here I'm on the live discussing discernment and how important it is when you have discernment, when you have a clear path and a clear thought, an idea, or like, and the universe is showing you something, how it's important to act on that. But the thing is, here you go. How do you exercise and practice discernment when you're dealing with people you love and they don't want to hear? You understand what I'm saying? So like say you find something, say the universe or life teaches you go through a lesson, there's a blessing, right? You know how a lesson could be a blessing, right? And then you find something to be true, you're like, damn, I went through this, that, and other, I learned this, right? Now, how do you take and apply what you learned to a family member that's in your life that hasn't learned that lesson and is bringing you down? They haven't learned discernment, like how to deal when the universe shows you the truth and it shows you the facts, how to apply that. But when you go to apply that, like they don't want to apply that, or they don't like how that could bring. So really, this is what it was. Like I gave a real life scenario of example. This is what I seen before. I seen women calling other women's children ugly. So look, so your mom, say you grow up and you don't have the greatest relationship with your mom because your mom doesn't want to be accountable, or she doesn't want to deal with the facts, this, that, and other. But she's your mom, so you let her slide. Everyone's gonna let their mom slide like that, right? But now you have a baby, right? Now you have a baby with your new girl, right? And you over here, your mom telling your sister that that baby's ugly, or this, that, and other. How do you check that? Because most people not gonna check it. They're gonna let it slide. Most people gonna let their mom, their sister, their girlfriend, or certain relatives and certain family members say what they want to say and do what they want to do with them without checking it, for fear of losing the relationship or fear of losing the love. How do you fix that? Like when your family is that out of control, where they say things that not only hurt you but hurt other people's feelings unconsciously. They just, no one has ever checked them or told them, like, don't talk like that. How do you do that? And that's what I'm saying is, like, yo, most people don't even most people don't have the skill set. They don't have the emotional intelligence to how to fix that, like to how to address it. So what happens is they leave it alone. They leave it alone, and that person continues to act like that, and that relationship deteriorates. So this is a common thing that I've heard that women do. Like, not, I don't want to say women, people. Like, how is that okay? Say you didn't have the baby. You just will say, me and you are good friends, right? Me and you are good friends. I just had a baby. You walked in the house, and your mom and your sister there are talking about how my goofy ass just had a baby. Why would this girl have a baby with me? Because I'm so ugly, and the fact that the girl had a baby with me, the baby ugly. The baby ugly, and they stand out, that kid ugly as hell, and he gonna be ugly. So what I'm saying, at that point, you could definitely, you could say, I don't want to use the word define, but you could say, okay, this person that I love they have a problem in their character. You walking around calling people's babies ugly. My homeboy just had a baby. You don't even know what the baby's gonna look like, because babies' features change from 2 to 3 to 5 to 15 years old. But meanwhile, these people are calling it. How do you address that? So I gave a big one because it's something that happens. Like, my point is, this is what I see people doing. No one in this world knows how to address their mom when their mom is lying to them or doing things to hurt them. They'll just let it keep going on. But it's still affecting you. It's still affecting you. It's still affecting you. You're going to want to talk about it with people randomly. When it hurts you the most, you call your next friend and this, that, and other. How do you do? If you never address it, so you just keep going. You just keep letting them say what they want, do what they want, or behave what they want. Does it make it right because it's your mom?
Is it right if you just remove yourself? Is that weakness?
This is what I'm discussing right now. What's your answer? And the chat has got to leave something to me in the answer. We need to go. We growing together here, because the average person in the world is leaving it alone.
That's what I do.
Yeah, the average person in the world is leaving it alone, and it's not addressing it, but it's causing them more stress and more problems in their life personally and with other people. And with those people. How does that get addressed? How does that get fixed? Because everybody in the whole world gives their mom a pass. And this is what I'm saying, bro. This is the year of facts over fiction. Everybody on this chat, mom can't be good. Everybody mom cannot be a good, nice person. And as humans, dealing with discernment and dealing with the facts and moving towards the light and moving towards truth, that's something you gotta address with yourself. I'm not saying you gotta say, yo, my mom's a demon, cut her off, but if she's not a positive factor or role in your life, that has to be addressed. And how do you do it? By not addressing it, only thing you're doing, you're gonna continue to lose more friends. You're gonna lose more friends and more relationships, because the end of the day, no one gets a pass for doing something wrong. As humans, we do that. Oh, that's my mom. Oh, that's my son. Oh, that's my father. Oh, that's my daughter. But the real truth of the matter, does the universe give us a pass? Does the creator give us a pass? We all have to pay the piper. We all responsible for what we do. So again, Talk to me in the chat. How do you address this? How do you address your mom, your dad, when you have discernment and they refuse to deal with the facts or the truth? And it's come to a point where it's affecting your life, whether you feel like it or not. I know it's affecting your life. You don't have to, no one has to tell me, because these are things I dealt with. These are things I dealt with. I walked in the house and seen, whether it was my mom, my sister, some cousins, or some female friends I know. This ain't one time. This is several times. I walked in places and people talking about people's baby. People, and I'm gonna be real. I'm addressing this directly because I'm trying to show the difference of emotional intelligence from men and women and how we address things. 9 times out of 10, who is the one calling people's baby ugly? Let's keep it real. Who calls people baby ugly? Go through your mental Rolodex. Do men do that? Have you ever walked in a room and seen men gossiping about someone that just had a baby and call someone's baby ugly? I'm listening. Cause me, I ain't seen this shit. And I'ma keep it real. I seen my mom and my sister doing that shit before. 100. Now, no, y'all don't want to admit it. It's a bunch of fugazi people. I seen my mom and my sister doing it. And to be real with you, I know who started the conversation. It's my sister's doing. It's my sister starting the conversation. And you know what's the crazy part about it? My sister was doing it without she didn't even have a baby at the time. She didn't even know what it was to bear a child. And she wanted a baby real bad. She couldn't even find a dude. You know why she couldn't find a dude? This type of attitude that no one's checking. A lack of self-respect for herself. When you don't have self-respect for yourself, you don't know how to respect other people. And boom, there you have it. Me, I'm a man. I got 4 kids. I had a stillborn. I would never find it in my mind a good reason to have a conversation about talking about somebody's baby's ugly. But this is the shit that people do, and it goes unchecked in families. Somebody that's talking about somebody's baby ugly, it's not a good person. Yo, you're not good. Give a fuck who you are. If your mom is talking about people's babies, bro, she's talking about that grandbaby ugly, this, that. Yo, she needs to. How you gonna tell me that doesn't need to be addressed? And like I said, how many of you have addressed it? This is why I'm in the chat. That's something that I was so young at the time. This is something that I'm like remembering now in hindsight.
Food Depot. Grab some fruits real quick.
This is something that I'm remembering in hindsight. It's not something that you think about. So that's just that's just like a good example, and I know it's a good example because a lot of people have heard that. How do you stop the cream of the crop, the women, from talking shit about other women's babies? And that's what I'm saying, bro. It's a lot of things going unchecked. It goes unchecked, and then it's okay. It's okay, nah, bro. Nah, that's what discernment is about. Discernment is about the universe showing you the facts, what's going on in your life, showing you the lesson and turning it into a blessing, but of course, applying it. You don't get to pick and choose who you apply it with. Oh, I'm not going to apply it to my grandma. I'm not going to apply it to my granddad. I'm not going to apply it to my kids. I'm not going to apply it to my baby mom. But you're going to try to apply that shit to the friends that actually care about you. That's what people do. The bullshit that they
choose
applies.
Who they gonna judge their character?
Exactly. And if they feel it's gonna, that's what this is about. And guess what? This is a topic that no one.
Elijah does that. Now that I think about it.
That's your brother. That's my son. This is
you.
Exactly. He's just learning now. You know what you're trying to say? What you're trying to say is like when the mom and the dad are fighting and the kids are on fucking the dad is on fucking child support, all this, all you have like, damn, a lot of kids like, damn, my mom is treating my dad fucked up. But you know what? That's still my mom. That's what the fuck I'm saying.
Like, what is she doing that's so good? He's actually putting.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it happens so much. I see people talk about this shit, but you know what the excuse they give? But that's still my mother. I don't give a fuck. Yo, your mom is not a good person.
You know what? People do that with themselves too. They pick and choose when they're gonna apply. Like, I'm gonna be a good person today or a bad person.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna stay here. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. Why is it that it's okay to pick and choose when to use integrity? And why is it okay to pick and choose when is okay? It's okay for people not to have integrity and not to have character in your life when it's your mom or your dad and you love them, or your children. It's crazy, bro. I mean, and vice versa. Like, and vice versa. Vice versa. We have to be fair here to women. Because, you know, I don't want to be, this is right what we discussing. This is emotional intelligence and this is psychology. When is enough is enough. If the person has showed you in every single way, when is enough enough? If your baby daddy has showed you this and showed you that, when is enough enough? My only thing is different is like people's feeling, like example, everybody don't feel the same way about everybody. Like even in the family, like two brothers could be beefing and three of the sisters could agree with one brother. And the fourth sister could be like, know something. Like, you understand what I'm saying? It's like, nah, I don't agree with that shit because really, he really flipping because this is what happened. Y'all acting like he just flipped out last night because of this, that, and the other. But he really, he tired of it. This was going on and that's what I'm saying. And people try to do that all the time, bro. People try to do that all the time. Like, look at things superficially. Like somebody slapped the shit out of you. Example, usually when somebody slapped the shit out of you, they not slapping you for what you said right there on the spot. They slapping you because you've been running your mouth and being disrespectful for a while and they tired of it. So that incident where you just said something was the straw that broke the camel's back. So then you get slapped and then you like, oh, he slapped me because of this, that, and other. But you kind of like disregarding the fact about all the slick stuff and all the spicy stuff you've been talking and all the greasy stuff you did. That's why you got slapped. You didn't get slapped because you went back and forth with somebody and you didn't disagree and that disagreement turned into an argument. You got slapped because of the stuff before that, when you was being disrespectful. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, we're not, as adults, when are we going to stop? When are we going to use discernment, the discernment that's given to us?
One more, like the gas station?
Yeah, we good. When are we going to use the discernment that's given to us and stop holding things that's important in regard?
You're right.
Like, it's important.
Having good character is important.
That's what I'm saying. So what I'm trying to say is I'm not a religious person. You understand what I'm saying? Whatever your religion is good. But we all under God, right? Oh, I thought you were trying to tell me something. We all under God and we all under character. It's important. So, yo, just because you love your mom, just because you love your dad, and this my son in the car right here, by the way. There's no way I'm going to tell this guy to ride with me and have bad character. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's the example in our community or in our family when people do this right here. Yo, I'm riding no matter what. I'm riding with you, whether you, yeah, I'm riding with you, whether right or wrong, and I'm gonna discuss it with my slime after. You know what? That's wrong. You're gonna get yourself killed. You're gonna get yourself killed, your friends killed. You're gonna get yourself put in prison. You said supermarket? What you said?
Texaco.
Texaco gas station. That's what I'm talking about. Like, yo, you're gonna ride. This is the mentality that we raised to live. Yo, your friend come up to you. He like, yo, son, I got beef. He like, yo, what happened, son? Yo, Ramik, yo, you know Ramik from Waffle Street? Yo, I just rode through there. Yo, him and his man's robbed me. And his man's robbed you, so right? So now your man's right here. Your man's got to ride for you, right? Like they gonna ride for you, cause Ramik robbed you, cause that's half the story you told, right? Now here go the real story about why Ramik robbed your fucking ass and why you gotta stop riding for people. You not telling everybody that 2 or 3 years ago you robbed that nigga. You robbed that nigga with a ski mask and don't think he know, and he know. And they told him. You not telling the story that you slept with Ramik's girl. You smashed this girl, and he found out the nigga you robbed him. Now this is 2 or 3 years later, and your dumb ass is telling your homeboys that you got beef, this, that, and other, and you got expectations for them fools to ride for you. No, and that's what I'm trying to say, bro. No. That's not integrity. That's not discernment. That's clown shit. That's you not checking your man. That's you being a clown, bro. Then you go ride for him. You riding for something. Yeah, you riding for something that's not valid. You riding to hold your homeboy down like, yo, whatever, this, that, and other. Meanwhile, this the same dude that has smashed your girl. This the same dude that if you get out your car, you know how you get out your car and your wallet fall on the seat? And you didn't know? That's the same dude that's gonna grab it. Then you gonna cut. That's what I'm saying. And people think that shit is okay in our culture and in our community and make excuses for that. I'm here to tell you it's not. And you better stop right now, because I'm a grown man. I'm pushing them numbers. I look young. I'm pushing them numbers. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. I got a lot of comrades, acquaintances, associates, friends, all of that. If you don't deal and apply the discernment the universe gives you, you're going to continue to live the same thing over and over and over again. And guess what? People that got it figured out and they're not living that, you know what they do? They're gonna get away from you. They're gonna get away from people like that. It's just that simple. That's what people do. That's what everyone's gonna do. You get away from people who don't apply the discernment that the universe gives them, who ignore facts and choose fiction. And that's it for the day, man. Like, that's the point. Stop it. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it's your child. It doesn't matter if your son. It doesn't matter if your daughter, mother, father, grandparent. Everybody has to be of character.
Wello had a really good character.
He learned. Yeah. That's because he learned. Everything I'm talking about, he learned.
Think he did a lot of bad stuff to learn?
I say I wasn't there the whole time, so we're gonna keep it real.
I just know him for the good stuff.
Right. I would say that he didn't do a lot of bad stuff. I say he witnessed a lot of bad stuff and applied that. He didn't want to go through that shit. And that's what that's what I would say.
I don't think I ever seen him do anything bad.
Well, that comes from wisdom. That comes from that.
He ate a lot of bad food.
There you go.
That was his only vice.
Right. Okay, so basically, he was doing bad things to himself.
Right. That's the worst. worst.
And that's what people, you know what he was, you know why he was, guys, he's talking about my dad. He's talking about my dad, which is his granddad, and he's talking about my dad's character. And he's like, damn, I never seen my granddad really do nothing bad or say nothing bad. The people that are like that, people that don't do stuff like that, they do it to themselves.
Yeah, no
They do.
self-respect.
Yeah, they don't have, they do it to themselves. Those people usually doing that through overeating, or they do it through drugs and stuff like that. So like that was my dad. Not to say that he was a bad person. The bad person was me. I was
Mechanics.
I was the one
Love.
totally not listening
Yes, sir, it is.
and driving them crazy. So I take accountability for that. You don't listen to your parents and you don't play for the win. This is, you know, this is what I learned.
Okay, no problem, sir. I'll be there to pick it up, sir.
The sermon is crazy.
Alright, it's no
But
problem, sir.
I'm gonna let you guys go now, cause I got something here to discuss with my son. But you guys try to get the message of what I'm saying, and if you can, apply it to your life, and you'll live a better life. I'm gonna salute and tap out for right now. But y'all stay tapped in with me, man. This is facts over fiction 100.